Today's lecture is the first EL111 lecture. اوكي طبعا محاضرة اليوم هي المحاضرة الأولى في المستوى EL111 مستوى 111. And of course even the course book I mean is a new one. Okay, that's why we need to have a quick look okay at this new course. هناخد لمحة سريعة okay على الكورس الكتاب المقرر الجديد هذا. Okay, so dear students, let's start checking or having a quick look at this new course book. Dear students, what is the title of this course book?
English for the 21st century.
Yes, so English for the 21st century. That's right. Thank you so much, dear student. What do you mean by century? So what does C stand for?
100.
Yeah, century 100 years. So C here refers or stands for century or refers to century. يبقى C هنا اختصار لكلمة century أو بترمز إلى القرن يعني كلمة century. Okay, then this is the title of this course book. So dear students, let's turn over the page here. Okay, so and let's look at the contents. What do you mean by contents?
محتوى.
Yes, so it's yes. So what about the units? How many units are you going to study?
Six units.
6 units. So yes, 6 units. So dear student, what about the first unit? What is the title of the first unit?
Big question.
Okay, so what do you mean by big questions?
سؤال
أسئلة
كبير.
كبيرة.
Yes, so important questions, big questions. Okay,
Huge question يا دكتور.
huge questions. Yes, yes, brother. So unit 2. What about unit 2? Stories. Yes.
Stories.
So what do you mean by stories?
قصص.
Yes,
Journey.
right. So stories. What about unit 3? What is the title of unit 3?
Movement.
Movement. Excellent. Movement. What do you mean? Yes. What do you mean by movement?
قدم أو
To move.
To move from place
Then-
to place.
So yes, okay. So movement. What about unit 4? What's the title of unit 4? Logical thinking. What do you mean by logical thinking?
تفكير منطقي.
Yes, right. So what about unit 5?
Mind.
The mind.
The mind. Yes, yes, the mind. What do you mean by the mind?
Idea.
عقلية.
Okay.
العقل.
Okay.
Or
So
the way idea.
okay. So the mind here. Okay. We're going to check every unit or every title, inshallah, later and discuss them. Okay. I mean the title of units or the titles of units. Dear students, what about unit 6? What do you mean by risks and opportunities?
فرص
مخاطر.
ومخاطرات.
Excellent.
المخاطر.
So risks, yes, as you said. What about opportunities?
فرص.
Excellent. Now, dear students, so we have 6 units. Okay. So what about the appendixes, الملاحق, at the end of the course book? So on 107, you can find activities. What do you mean by activities?
أنشطة.
Okay.
نشاطات.
Then on page 114, we have something called transcripts. What do you mean by transcripts? Yes.
The details for the marks.
Okay. So by transcripts, we mean the listening texts. These are some of the activities. Then on page 114, you can see the listening transcripts. So transcripts here means the listening texts. نصوص الاستماع. Okay. So this is the first listening transcript of unit 1, for example. Then, so 1.1, then 1.2, then in unit 2 you can see 2.1, 2.3, etc. Okay, so this is the listening transcripts or the listening texts. So where you can listen and read at the same time. يعني ممكن في باستخدام using these listening transcripts you can listen and read at the same time. Okay, for example, I'm sorry. Here, for example, we have in lesson 1, this is a listening transcript. Okay, here. This is listening, lesson 1, listening transcript number 1.1. Okay,
Doctor,
so this way.
please.
Yes, brother.
Excuse me, doctor. Can
Yes,
you zooming the screen, please?
Can you zoom the screen? Okay. So I would try to zoom it. So could you remind me? I think it's control what? Do you remember? Control shift.
Control and scroll. And scroll.
Okay, control. Okay, control plus scroll. Okay, so control plus scroll. So I have tried, by the way. Yes, so it works. Is it okay
Yes,
now?
thanks,
You
doctor.
are welcome. You are welcome, brother. Okay, now dear students, listen. This is an example of listening transcripts.
Scientists estimate that about 25%
Okay,
of the time we're
so you can listen
is spent dreaming.
and
But why do we dream? Some experiments suggest that dreams
And
help our brain
read at the same
to
time.
organize information. Each day your brain collects
Again?
a lot of new information. This could be something very simple, like the color of a car you saw, or something more complicated, such as
so again, dear students.
1. Scientists estimate that about 25% of the time we're asleep is spent dreaming. But why do we dream? Some experiments suggest that dreams help our brain to organize information. Each day your brain collects a lot of new information. This could be something very simple, like the color of a car you saw, or something more complicated, such as an exam you prepared for. Your brain decides which information to forget and delete, and which to keep stored in the memory. Research shows that dreams play an important part in this process.
Okay, so this one this way.
Edwin Hubble, an American astronomer,
So it was
created
just
a new
an
instrument,
example here.
the Hubble telescope.
Okay, ده يا شباب مثال على الأمثلة listening and reading at the same time. ده هيساعدك في انك انت مثلا if you don't understand any word or if you miss any word or phrase, you can check it, okay, at the end of the course book here on page 114. يعني إذا فقدت معلومة أو نص أو عبارة مثلا يمكنك أن ترجع إليها أو يمكنك أن تستمع وتقرأ at the same time في نفس الوقت. Okay, so dear students, this is one of the ways to help you listen well. Dear students, listen and read, of course. At the same time, when you listen and read, you can pronounce words or new words properly. ممكن تنطق الكلمات الجديدة بطريقة صحيحة. Okay, and this enhances your English. Okay, I mean your skills. ده طبعا بيعزز مهاراتك في اللغة الإنجليزية. So dear students, don't forget to make use of this listening transcript or these listening transcripts at the end of the course book, starting from page 114. Now, dear students, let's go back to the course book to introduce the course book عشان نقدم الكتاب الجديد. Dear students, you can see throughout this
Excuse
course
me,
book.
doctor.
Yes, brother. Yes.
Can you send the new book in the chat, please?
So I will try to find. I think your classmate Abdullah has did or has done that.
No, this is
Abdullah
a new
Sharif.
book, teacher. I don't have it.
He asked me before.
I asked
He was
Khalid.
asked me.
Okay, so I will try to find it, but I'm sure, inshallah, that you can find. I mean, you can find a copy on the LMS
I will check.
this week, maybe this week or the next week. يعني اعتقد ان اكيد هتلاقوا نسخه من الكتاب يا شباب على موقع الجامعه.
طب ما فيش الدكتور عندك انت نسخة محملة ممكن
والله
تبعتها
هم حاضر،
عشان
بس
نكون
هم
عشان
بس
نكون
خلي بالك
متابعين
هم
معاك بس ونعمل ريفيجن
أكيد.
معاك.
ما فيش مشكله. هو ان شاء الله باذن الله هحاول ادبر لكم نسخه كده، علما بان جالنا تعليمات بان عدم مشاركه نسخه PDF مع اي انسان. خدت بالكم ازاي؟ فهم لما تيجي من الجامعه من فوق احسن على موقع الجامعه. يعني الجامعه مع دار النشر في حاجات بقى حقوق نشر وحاجات زي كده نبهونا عليها يعني، ولكن ما فيش مشكله ان شاء الله نحاول نتدارك هذا الامر يعني
ان شاء الله يا دكتور.
باذن الله.
شكرا لك
يعني
يا دكتور.
مش هنسيبكم من غير كتب، ما تقلقوش.
اكيد
يعني.
يا دكتور. اكيد يا دكتور.
So dear students, you can see icons like these ones throughout the course book. هتشوف ايقونات يا شباب زي الايقونات دي على مدار الكورس ده والكورس القادم. So for example, if you see this icon, it means that or stands for vocabulary. بترمز الى الايه؟ vocabulary. And what do we mean by vocabulary? ماذا نعني بكلمة vocabulary؟
The sum of
words and phrases. الكلمات والعبارات. يبقى vocabulary means words and phrases. So what about grammar?
The rules
you know of a language. Yes. Of written and spoken language. Yes, right. Then if you see this icon, it means that it's a reading exercise. So what do we mean by reading again?
Reading exercise.
Yes. Then, yes, right. Then what about the next one?
The writing paragraphs
right.
or
yes, writing essays. Yes. So then what about
listening? For
listening. Yes, listening.
For
yes. Then speaking. Dear students, we have 6 icons here. 4 of them are the most important skills to acquire a language. What are they?
Vocabulary, grammar,
okay.
and writing.
Okay. So what about if you learn French, for example, if you learn English, even if you learn the Arabic language? So what are the most important skills? 4 skills. We need the most important 4 skills.
Grammar, listening, and reading and speaking.
Yes, right. Again?
Grammar and listening and reading and speaking.
Okay. So what about what is the first skill? I'm going to tell you now. So dear students, what about, okay, vocabulary is important, grammar is important, but still there are the 4 other skills. I'm sorry, still we have still the main or the most important 4 skills for acquiring a new language. الجرامر والمفردات، القواعد والمفردات يا شباب يدخلوا فيها، يعني بيتضمنوا ضمن المهارات الأربعة، يدخلوا ضمن المهارات الأربعة، ولكن المهارات الأربعة هي الأربعة الأخيرة. reading, writing, listening and speaking. دي المهارات الأربعة لاكتساب أي لغة. So if I ask you this question, what is the first skill that you acquire?
Speaking.
Okay. أول مهارة.
Reading.
Okay.
Listening.
Okay.
Listening.
So again, so I think
listening.
It's listening. Okay, when you are a baby or when you were babies, okay, you couldn't speak, but you were able to listen. Well, Allah, mighty and sublime be, He created listening, okay, for you, so as to learn, so as to listen, Then what do you do after listening? After you listen,
Speaking.
you speak.
Speaking.
So you imitate, or you do the same. So it's a kind of imitation, محاكاة أو تقليد. So speaking is an imitation for listening. So you listen, then you do the same or imitate, تحاكي أو تقلد, okay, what you listen to. So then you can speak. So listening is the first skill, then speaking number 2. So what about number 3 again?
Reading.
Excellent.
Writing.
Yes, excellent. So it's reading. Reading is the third skill. In the same way, reading هي المهارة الرابعة. In the same way, بنفس الطريقة, you imitate what you read. بتقلد أو بتحاكي ما تقرأه in the form of writing. يعني إيه؟ يعني الكتابة دي محاكاة وتقليد لما تقرأه. تشوف حرف ال A, so for example, you look at the letter A, okay? So you read. In this way, you read. You learn that this letter is called A. Then you take your pencil or pen and try to imitate, وتحاول تحاكي أو تقلد ما تقرأه الآن باستخدام القلم والإيه أو المرسام. يبقى إذا so to the students the first skill إن شاء الله. So the first skill here is listening. Then what about the second one?
Speaking.
Then
and then
what about the reading? And
then the last one,
Writing.
Excellent. So the more you listen, the more you speak. Well, يعني كل ما استمعت,
reading.
the more you read, the more you write well. You write well. Do you understand?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
So dear students, these are the 4 skills of any language, of English, or to acquire English, the English language, the Arabic language, the French language, even the Chinese language. Dear students, throughout this course, you can see some icons or some boxes like these ones. For example, once you see this green box, you know that this is the grammar focus. So this is the grammar focus that provides notes on the form, function, and meaning of a grammar point. Okay, so grammar focus provides notes on the form, شكل, function, وظيفة, and meaning of a grammar point. ومعنى a grammar point, نقطة نحوية. Okay, dear students, so this is called the grammar focus. At the same time, once you see this box, you know that it's the expression focus. What do you mean by expression?
Knowledge or
Okay.
background.
Yes. So expression means عبارة أو تعبير. Okay, so dear students, expression focus here contains useful expressions and tips to improve your written and spoken English. Okay. Expression focus بيحتوي على عبارات مفيدة and tips ونصائح to improve your written and spoken English. لتحسين اللغة الإنجليزية المكتوبة والمنطوقة. Do you understand?
Yes, of course, doctor.
Yeah.
In the same, number 3, once you see this orange or yellow box, you know that it's the pronunciation focus. Pronunciation, what do you mean by pronunciation?
نطق.
Yes, that's
Not.
right. Yes. So the pronunciation focus provides models of pronunciation to help with speaking tasks and to help you understand spoken English better. Okay, so pronunciation here concentrates on how to pronounce was or how. Oh, and of course, as I told you, it provides models of pronunciation to help with speaking tasks and to help you understand spoken English better. Dear students, the last box here represents the writing focus. What do you mean by the writing focus? What do you mean by writing? Excellent. So yes. So the blue box, this blue box represents the writing focus, which provides information about English writing conventions, تقاليد الكتابة في اللغة الإنجليزية and structures والتركيبات النحوية وتركيبات الكتابة okay أو قواعد الكتابة to help students improve their mechanics in written texts and assignments. Okay, dear students, for example, when we talk about contractions, how to write contractions, كيف نكتب الاختصارات. Okay, so this is one point that's related to writing. For example, you can write contractions in this way. If you would like to write a contraction for did not, contraction here means short form or informal form. So did not would be didn't, were not, weren't, was not, wasn't, that is, that's. So this is related to informal texts. Didn't, weren't, wasn't, that's. Okay, so this is related to informal text. What do we mean by informal?
غير رسمي.
Excellent. Okay, so dear students, this is an example of the writing focus box. Okay, dear students, let's go to another point. So you can read this introduction okay at home. ممكن تقرأوا المقدمة دي يا شباب للكتاب أو تعريب الكتاب بالمنزل إن شاء الله. Dear students, let's check the first unit. Let's read the title again of unit 1. What is the title of unit 1?
دكتور عندك مشكلة أنت في النت ولا من عندي؟
من عندك يا أخوي. هذا أوكي ترى.
It's clear for me.
Okay.
أدري.
So unit 1. What is the title of unit 1 again?
Big questions.
Excellent. So big questions. Could you give me an example of these big questions? For example, who created the universe? This is the biggest question, okay, and the most important question in this world.
Language skills.
Okay, who created the universe?
Allah.
Subhan mighty and sublime bihi. Yes, you are right. Okay, so this is the first grading question, or the greatest question. Okay, the most important question that every human being should know the answer to. Okay, dear students, this is an example of the big questions. Okay, so inshallah, once we read unit 1 or study unit 1, we are going to have some questions like these ones. Okay, I mean, we are going to study some big questions, some other big questions, but still they are not as important as the first question, that who created the universe. Okay, dear students. Now, dear students, at the same time, we can try to practice key vocabulary. Okay, so for each unit إن شاء الله في كل وحدة يا شباب هنلاقي بعض المفردات المهمة, some important key vocabulary. Okay, so we can learn them together. By the way, ممكن ندرسهم مع بعض. Okay, so and I can help you inshallah to translate and know the definition of each of these words or phrases. Okay, dear students, at the end of the course book on page 124, you can find the most important words or the key vocabulary in the form of a word list. Okay, so on page 124, you can see a word list or word lists for all the 6 units. Okay, so starting from unit 1, you can see according to, for example, or account or accuracy. Okay, then the section here means lesson 1, for example. Lesson A, for example, means lesson 1, lesson B, lesson 2, lesson C, lesson 3. So A, B, C. So it's divided in this way. This course book is divided into units, and then each unit is divided into lessons. Okay, into 3 lessons, just 3 lessons. One lesson is called A, then the second one is called B, lesson B, the third one is called lesson 3 or C. Dear students, next to each section or to the section that contains the word or phrase, you can see word type. Word type here, yes, word type here refers to parts of a speech, the parts of a speech, أجزاء الكلام. For example, according to is a preposition. What do you mean by a preposition? Position. In is a preposition. Of is a preposition. About, to. So what do you mean by preposition? After. In, do you know in? Yes, it's recorded. It's being recorded now.
زي في اللغة العربية نقدر نقول دكتور حال يعني.
It's something else.
Noun.
Again?
صفة?
No, it's not adjective.
صفة?
No.
Verb.
It's not a verb. So, for example, when I say in, yes, excellent. In, of, okay, at, okay, to. So these are called prepositions, as you said, dear student. Preposition, but thank you so much for all the students who try to participate, who answered in. Okay. So this is called
حروف جر قصدك؟
Yes, prepositions.
أو حروف العلة؟
No. Vowel letters are something else. These are just prepositions. Okay. For is a preposition. About is a preposition. So, dear students, according to here is a preposition too. Account. What do you mean by account?
حساب.
Yes, right. So what part of the speech is the word account? Is it a noun? Is it a verb? Is it a preposition?
Noun.
Noun, of course. Noun. Yes, noun. Yes, noun. Dear students, what about, I'm sorry. So you can find all the important words of Unit 1 here and listed here in an alphabetical order. Then Unit 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 at the end here on page 127. So I think this is very simple and easy for you. Is that right?
Yes, doctor.
Okay. So, dear students, let's go back to the first exercise or the first point. Dear students, in the same way, we have this, you can say, small or short dictionary. Okay. So every lecture, inshallah, or every unit, at the beginning of every unit, inshallah, before we start the unit, we can I mean, we can translate these words and phrases at the beginning. For example, along with their parts of speech and their own definitions. الكلمات والعبارات هذه يا شباب موجودة، وهرسلها لكم إن شاء الله بعد المحاضرة بالضبط كده. Okay, I'm going to send you a copy of them so as to learn them, to learn their meanings, okay, and their definition along with their definitions. Do you know what do you mean by a definition? What do you mean by a definition?
إيجاد يا دكتور.
تعريف بالشيء.
Yes, right. Yes, definition. This is what we call a definition. So, dear students, at the same time, we can click here and repeat and even repeat. يعني ممكن نستمع وأيضا تكرر خلف الصوت يعني. So, let's listen.
According.
So again, could you repeat, please?
According.
So it's according. So what do we mean by according? According to, for example. So let's listen to the definition.
According. In agreement with or as stated by a particular source or authority.
Again.
According. In agreement with or as stated by a particular source or authority.
So this is I'm trying to scroll the screen now. Okay. So I think it's clear now. So again.
Yes,
so
clear, doctor.
Okay, so
in agreement with or as stated by a particular source or authority.
So what do you mean by according to?
نسبة للشيء أو
again?
نسبة للشيء. According to.
When I say, for example, according to the glorious Quran, okay, according to the glorious Quran. As per, excellent fact. Yes,
ارتباط.
Yes, according to طبقا لي أو حسب تعاليم أو تعليمات أو حسب القائل, for example. Okay, so as per. What about the next word? The next word. What do you mean by
account?
Account.
حساب.
Excellent. So let's listen to the definition.
Account. A record or statement of financial transactions or details.
Again.
Account. A record or statement of financial transactions or details.
Do you understand? So this is what we call account. So you can send your translation here, by the way. Okay, so as not to forget. And of course, the lecture is being recorded as well. Sorry. Okay, dear students. Then what about the next word?
Accuracy.
Again?
Accuracy.
So what do you mean by accuracy?
دقة.
Excellent. So,
دقة.
yes, right. So let's listen to the definition.
The quality of being precise, correct, or free from errors.
Okay, so then what about the next word?
Balance. Balance.
So what do you mean by balance?
توازن.
Excellent. Yes, right. Yes. So dear students, let's listen.
Balance. The state of equilibrium or stability to bring into equilibrium or harmonious proportion.
So this word, I mean balance, could be used as a noun and as a verb at the same time. For example, if we use it as a noun, it means the state of equilibrium or stability. توازن أو موازنة, as you said. So if we use it as a verb, what if we use it as a verb? What does it mean in this case? So how can we translate the verb balance?
Put ed to inside it to be balanced.
Equality.
Okay. So what does it mean in
Equalize
the yes, to equalize, okay, to be equal, okay. So dear students, what does it mean in the Arabic language if we use the word balance as a verb? Again, as a verb.
يوازن.
Excellent. So don't forget to translate the verb as يفعل, يوازن, as you said. Okay. So this is the translation of the way, or the way of translating a verb. Balances, yeah, balances, yes, is a plural noun. No, a plural noun. Okay. But if the subject is singular, yes,
والله
Mr.
دكتور
Khalil.
ما ادري المشكله دكتور والله ما ادري المشكله من عندي ولا من عندك، بيقطع الصوت يعني كلمه وترجع الثانيه وكذا.
من عندك يا حبيبنا ترى وضع اوكي معنا ترى.
So try to log out, then log in again. Just try. Or move away from the يعني choose another place يعني change the place يعني. Okay, brother. Yes. I'm sorry. So did you know what about the next word?
Barometer. Barometer.
What do you mean by barometer?
Device for
so it's
pressure?
A device. Yes.
Barometer.
Yes.
An instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure and predict weather changes.
Yes, right. So how can we translate this word into the Arabic language? Barometer.
Barometer.
قياس الضغط الجوي.
Yes, right. Then
blood. Blood.
دم.
Yes, right.
دم.
So yes, right. So the red fluid and that circulates the vascular system carrying oxygen and nutrients. Okay. معناها طبعا السائل الأحمر الذي يدور في الأوعية، أوكي، أو في النظام الأوعية الدموية يعني، حاملا الأكسجين والمغذيات. المغذيات هنا طبعا معناها في 5 مغذيات يا شباب. There are 5 nutrients. For example, protein. Yes. Carbohydrates. Yes, right. Fats. Minerals. Okay, المعادن, etc. And vitamins, of course. And vitamins. So these are called nutrients. Dear student, what about
brain?
What do you mean by brain? Okay. Okay. So the brain is, yes, as you said, so the brain is the central organ.
The central organ of the nervous system responsible for cognitive functions and control.
Again?
The central organ of the nervous system responsible for cognitive functions and control.
Yes. Okay. Now, Dirsi, what about the next word?
Calculate.
What do you mean by calculate? Yes, right.
حساب.
You mean calculator. Okay, calculation.
Yes.
But here it's a verb. Calculate means
يحسب.
Yes, that's it. Yes. So to determine a numerical value through mathematical operations or reasoning. Dear students, what about the next word? Try to read it and make mistakes. No problem.
Characteristic.
Yes. Good. What else?
Characteristics.
Yes. Yes, you are right. So characteristic. Let's listen again.
Characteristic.
Again.
Characteristic.
So here we have character. Okay, character, then estic. So character plus estic. So characteristic. Do you understand? Is it easy now?
Yeah.
So dear students, so what does it mean again?
Measure. Feature.
Oh, yes, right. So let's listen to the definition again.
Characteristic. a distinguishing feature or quality that defines something.
Again.
Characteristic, a distinguishing feature or quality that defines something.
So, dear student, let me check if you have translated this word into the Arabic language. So don't forget to send your translations, by the way. Dear student, try to send your translations here to the chat. Just click the chat box, then you can send your own translation. Again, dear student, what do you mean by characteristic?
ميزة.
Yes, right. So, dear students, it's as you said. At the end of the lecture, by the way, I'm going to send you all these words and definitions, along with their definitions. Okay? Inshallah. Now, dear students, what about the next phrase? What do you mean by
climate change?
Climate change. Excellent. So, dear students,
climate change.
Yes, right.
Long-term alterations in global weather patterns and temperatures.
Again.
Climate change. Long-term alterations in global weather patterns and temperatures.
Alterations here means changes. Okay? تغيرات. So, long-term alterations in global weather patterns and temperatures. Okay? So, dear students, again.
Correct.
صحيح.
Yes, right. If we use it as an adjective. But what about if we use it as a verb?
يصحح.
Excellent.
يصحح.
Yes, to rectify or make right. Yes, you are right. Thank you so much, dear students. MashaAllah. What about the next word?
Develop.
Develop.
مطور.
Yes.
أو يطور.
Yes, right.
يطور.
Okay. So, dear students, to develop, when we use the verb, of course, it's a verb, which means to advance or grow, to create or bring into existence. Okay. But what about discover as a verb?
يكتشف.
Excellent. Yes, excellent. So
discover,
to find
or learn about something previously unknown.
Okay. What about dream?
حلم.
Okay, both of you are right, by the way, because it could be used as a noun
حلم
and as a verb. Yes, both of them. It could also be used as a verb to imagine or aspire, something like, or to see a dream. Okay. So it's a noun and a verb. What about the next word?
Earth.
Yes, right. Yes, of course. So, dear students, the Earth is the third planet from the Sun, known as the home of human civilization. Okay, you know human civilization?
الحضارة الإنسانية.
Excellent. What about the next word?
Electric.
كهرباء.
Okay, so it's related to electricity or electrical power. So it's an adjective. Electric is an adjective which means relating to electricity or electrical power. Okay. Again, what do you mean by electric?
ترتبط.
كهرباء.
You can say. You can add You can add at the end of the word. So because it's an adjective. Okay. Electricity is what we said. But what about electric? So it's an adjective. It becomes an adjective here.
Electricity. Doctor?
Yes, electricity is what we said. But what about electric?
Electric is noun.
Yes.
No.
So you can say كهربي, okay, كهربائي, something related to electricity. Okay. What about
energy?
Excellent. Yes.
Power.
Yes.
Power.
So it's the capacity for doing work or producing power. Again, energy means
The capacity for doing work or producing power.
Yes, right. Yes.
Environment.
Okay.
بنية تحتية أو تحتية.
بيئة.
Yes. Yes. Infrastructure. You mean infrastructure. Okay, brother? Infrastructure. This is what we call, this is what we asked about. Infrastructure. البنية التحتية. Okay? Okay, brother?
Yes, yes, doctor.
But environment is as your classmate said. Thank you so much, brother. So the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal, or plant lives. Okay, dear students? What about estimate?
Estimate.
تقدير.
Yes, yes, right. So, yes.
An approximate calculation or assessment to make an educated guess.
So this it's used here as a noun and as a verb. What do we mean by estimate as a noun?
الحسابات المحتملة أو المتوقعة.
Yes. So what about if we use it as a verb?
Educated guesses.
Guess. To make an educated guess. So you can check the meaning, the Arabic meaning, by the way.
يخمن.
Okay. You can say يقدر, يقيم. Okay. So, sorry. Dear students, what about?
Evidence.
شهادة.
Evidence.
Yes, right. Yes, right. So evidence here means the information or facts that indicate whether something is true or valid. Okay. So, and of course, it's a noun.
Experience. Experience.
خبرة.
Yes, right. So, yes, if we use it as a noun, so practical involvement or encounter. Okay, so this is what we call experience. What about if we use it as a verb? To undergo, you mean?
To undergo
or encounter.
Encounter.
Yes.
Encounter.
So, yes, encounter. Okay. So this is what we mean by experience as a verb and experience as a noun. Again, did you see what we mean by experience as a noun? As a verb, I'm sorry.
يقيم.
Not estimate, but experience. I mean experience.
Undergo to.
Okay, so it means undergo or encounter. Or to have an experience. That's it. Okay. Dear student, what about the next word?
Experiment.
Underground. Background.
Okay. So what about experiment?
Experiment.
تجربة.
Okay, where can you find this experiment, for example?
Certificate test or
yes,
trial.
Or a trial, yes. So in a lab, you can do an experiment in a lab, for example, in a laboratory.
Yes.
Okay, so this is called experiment, but experience is something else. So you can have experience at work, for example. Okay, but experiment is usually done at in a lab or a laboratory. So, and it refers to scientific test or trial. If we use it as a verb, it would mean to conduct tests to gain knowledge. يجري تجربة. So if we use it as a verb, كفعل. But as a noun, it's you know that it's a scientific test or trial which is done, which is يعني sometimes done or most of the time done at in a lab, in laboratory. Dear students, I think we should have a short break, then come back. Okay, dear students, would you like to have a break? Yes.
Yeah.
It's just a 10-minute break.
Okay, doctor. Okay.
Okay, doctor. No problem.
Oh.
Teacher.
Yes, brother.
I'm sorry, why it's recording the screen from my account?
Again?
Why it's the screen recording from my account?
I don't know, but I have.
If I stop the record, maybe it will stop for everyone.
So keep it going. Okay, no problem. No problem.
Okay.
لا تضيعنا يا عبد الله، ترى التسجيل كله يضيع.
Okay, no problem.
So we come back
at another one.
Yes, we can come back inshallah just after 10 minutes. Okay, dear students?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no problem, inshallah. No problem, Jude.
Okay.
Yes, dear students, you can have a break, then come back, inshallah.
يعني الناس أي واحد يحاول يرجعه ما يجي.
حسن عدد ما وسعه علم الله، آمين يا رب العالمين. دير شو، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أجان.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
So dear students, again, what do you mean by explain? What do you mean by explain as a verb, of course?
يوضح. explanation.
Yes. So what about the noun?
شرح.
Yes. So
explain.
Yes.
Explain.
So explain is the verb, and the explanation is the noun. Okay. What about the next word?
Fluency.
Fluency.
Yes. What does it mean?
الرفق أو متقن.
Yes. Okay. So it's the ability to speak or write a language easily and accurately. Okay. So dear students, what about free will? Free will.
إرادة حرة.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So the power of making choices that are neither determined by natural causality or nor predestined. Okay. So this is what about global warming?
الاحتباس الحراري.
Yes. This, let's have something to say about free will. يعني from a religious point of view، من وجهة نظر دينية. free will يا شباب ده موضوع من الموضوعات اللي هي بتتعلق بالجانب الديني، يعني بمعنى في حاجة يا شباب عندنا اسمها في الدين، يعني اسمها الايه؟ الجبر والاختيار. درسناها طبعا في العقيدة. اوكي. اسمها الجبر والاختيار. يعني معنى السؤال ده من الأسئلة الكبيرة. big questions، يعني is one of the big questions. يعني هل الإنسان مسير أم مخير؟ مسير أم مخير؟ فالعلماء قالوا إن الإنسان مخير في الفعل، أوكي، ومسير في الإرادة. أوكي. بمعنى إيه؟ بمعنى أن ربنا سبحانه وتعالى علم بعلمه القديم سبحانه وتعالى أن هذه الذات البشرية لو أن لها قدرة مستقلة على خلق الأفعال لنفسها، فأرادت أن تخلق لنفسها مثلا الإسلام، أو اختارت لنفسها الإسلام، لذلك خلقها الله إيه؟ مسلمة. وضحت؟ والعكس. يعني إيه الكلام ده؟ يعني ربنا سبحانه وتعالى علم بعلمه القديم، أوكي، إن مثلا هنجيب أول اسم موجود عندنا في القائمة، مثلا إن عبد العزيز. طبعا عبد العزيز هو الاسم الأول في القائمة هنا. إن عبد العزيز لو إن له قدرة مستقلة عشان يخلق الأفعال لنفسه، لاختار لنفسه أن يكون مسلما، لذلك ربنا سبحانه وتعالى جعل عبد العزيز مسلم.
الحمد لله.
وضحت يا شباب؟ فده بيسموها إيه؟ يعني ذلك ولا يظلم ربك أحدا. يعني ربنا سبحانه وتعالى عادل ولا يظلم. لذلك ربنا سبحانه وتعالى عارف برضه، عالم بعلمه القديم إن غير المسلمين لو إن لهم قدرة مستقلة على خلق الأفعال لنفسهم والاختيار لنفسهم لاختاروا نفسهم الكفر، لذلك ربنا سبحانه وتعالى خلقهم كفار بعلمه القديم. وضحت يا شباب؟ والله خلقكم طبعا إيه وما تعملون. So dear students, this is what we call، يعني ده بيسمى في العلم العقيدة اسمه ايه؟ الجبر والاختيار. من ضمن برضو الأسئلة اللي بيحير يعني اللي الناس العلماء طبعا تداولوها وناقشوها وقاتلوها بحثا يعني. So dear students, free will بيسموها طبعا ترجمتها الإرادة الحرة. اوكي، وهل الإنسان مسير أم مخير؟ Okay, dear students. So global warming. Global warming. What do we mean by global warming?
الاحتباس الحراري.
Excellent. So it's the long-term increase in Earth's average surface temperature. Okay. So did you see what about gravity?
Gravity.
الجاذبية.
Gravity.
Excellent.
جاذبية.
الجاذبية برضو من الأشياء اللي ربنا خلقها في الكون. اوكي، يعني الناس العلماء الماديين الطبيعيين خالص يقول لك ان إذا الجسم ارتفع مثلا عن الارض، تمام، فهيسقط مره اخرى الى الارض ويعود الى الارض بفعل الجاذبيه. تمام، ده الماديين والطبيعيين عقلهم كله في الجاذبيه، ما يعرفوش ان ربنا سبحانه وتعالى في حقيقه الامر ان الله يمسك السماوات والارض ان تزولا. صح ولا ايه؟ يعني ربنا هو اللي ماسك السماوات والارض بقدرته سبحانه وتعالى ان تزولا. وضحت؟ تقول بقى بالجاذبيه، قول
واضح.
يبقى الجاذبيه دي مخلوقه لربنا سبحانه وتعالى. فgravity means as you said الجاذبيه. So dear students, this is what they call gravity. Gravity is a noun and it's the force of attraction that pulls objects toward the center of a massive body. Okay, dear students, what about greenhouse gas? What do you mean by greenhouse?
غازات.
Yes, right. Again.
The gas in the earth.
Okay. So could you send your translation, please?
طبقة الغازات يا دكتور
Yes. Okay. So you can say greenhouse gas. So
زي ثاني أكسيد الكربون، الغازات يعني يا دكتور.
الغلاف الجوي.
Yes. So a greenhouse gas is a gas in the Earth's atmosphere, such as carbon dioxide, that contributes to the greenhouse effect. Dear students, what about improve?
Like develop.
Develop.
Yes, to improve, to make something better, yes, or enhance its quality, yes, or to make something better, okay? Yes, or to develop, as you said. So did you see what about increase?
يزيد.
Yes.
Rise or growth.
So it means, as you said, if we use it as a verb, but here we need to use it as a noun. Increase.
Rise or growth in size.
Yes, in size.
Amount
or degree. Yes, thank you so much, dear students. What about independent?
مستقل.
So it's an adjective. Yes, you are right. So which means not influenced or controlled by others. Okay, so an independent country. Okay, دولة مستقلة, as you said. Now there is what about information?
Data.
Instructions.
Okay.
معلومة.
Okay, so let's listen to the definition.
Information. Data or knowledge that is conveyed or received.
Okay, data or knowledge that's conveyed or received. Okay, dear students, what about?
Instrument.
أداة.
Instrument.
Yes, right.
أداة.
Yes, right.
أداة.
Yes.
استخدم
So it's a
شيء
tool.
معين.
Yes, so it's a tool or device used for a particular purpose, often in scientific or musical contexts. Okay, so we have, for example, musical instruments. Okay, So did you see what about investigate?
Investigate.
You mean investigation, is that right? But here we have, yes. So it's a verb. Yes, right. It's a verb, which means to carry out a systematic examination or inquiry to gather information. Did you see what about the word land as a verb?
Land.
Yes.
Again, as a verb. Yes.
يهبط.
Excellent. So the
come
plane,
to
yes,
come down.
yes, to come down. So the plane, first the plane takes off, then it flies, then it lands. Okay, so land here is a verb, which means to come down to the ground from the air or a higher position. Thank you so much, dear students. What about language? You know the meaning of the word language, of course. Yes. So, yes, right. So it's a system of communication using words, sounds, or symbols. Okay. What do you mean by symbols?
السيمبلز اللي هي العلامات.
Yes, رموز. So like letters. You know letters?
Yeah.
So these are symbols. Okay. Now there's, you know, what about lounge? Not lunch. Be careful. Lounge.
يطلع.
Excellent. So for example, to set in motion or send into the air or space, often referring to spacecraft or products. For example, to launch a rocket, for example.
طيارة.
airplane.
Okay. So launch. You know, يدشن, يطلق.
المركبات الفضائية.
For example, yes.
طائرات يا دكتور.
Yes, right. So when you set in motion for the first time, لما تطلقها للمرة الأولى، دي يسموها يدشن يعني إطلاق شيء للمرة الأولى. Okay. ممكن تكون سفينة مثلا، شاب. اوكي. لما تطلقها المرة الأولى معناها ايه؟ تدشين مشروع معين، يعني إطلاق مشروع معين. Do you understand? launch. يدشن، يطلق. So don't forget. What about yes. Yes, all these words are in Unit 1. You are welcome, Tali. Yes, dear students, what would you like to say? Okay, what about learner? Learner.
Experience.
متعلم.
So you are learners. Yes, you are learners. So a learner is a person who is acquiring knowledge or skills. Okay. So what about link? Excellent. So it's a connection or relationship between two or more things. Okay. What about mathematician?
رياضاتي.
Okay. So when you are when you become an expert in math, for example, or in the field of mathematics, you could be called a mathematician. When you become an expert, you know expert?
خبير أو مختص.
Excellent.
خبير أو ممارس.
Yes, right. So in the field of mathematics, so in this case you could be called a mathematician. Okay. So what do we mean by a mathematician?
خبير الرياضيات.
Excellent. Then dear student, what about measure?
يقيس.
Yes. So it's a verb to determine the size, quantity, or extent of something. What about the noun?
Measurements.
Yes.
Measurement.
Okay. Yes. What about method?
طريقة.
Yes.
طريقة.
Yes, right. Then mistake.
خطأ.
Yes. What
خطأ.
about if we use it as a verb?
يخطئ.
Yes.
يخطئ.
So yes, to perceive or identify incorrectly. What about objective?
موضوعي.
موضوع.
Okay, objective here is a very important word in this unit. كلمة objective هنا yes موضوع كلمة مهمة في الوحدة في هذه الوحدة in unit 1. Okay, so because we need to be objective. Okay, we all need to be objective, which means that يعني لا بد أن نكون موضوعيين. Which means that to base your information or to gather your information and base them on facts. تبني معلوماتك على الحقائق and not be influenced by personal feelings or opinions or something like that. For example, قال تعالى: وإذا قلتم فاعدلوا ولو كان ذا قربى. اوكي، يعني انك تكون عادل وموضوعي ولا تتأثر بالاهواء ولا المشاعر ولا آراء ناس ولا اي شيء غير غير الحقيقة. اوكي، so dear students, objective here means موضوعي. Okay, there is another word that could be used here. Okay, يعني the opposite it could be the opposite of objective. عكس كلمة objective كلمة اسمها subjective. Okay, inshallah we're going to يعني send it again. But I think your classmate Abdullah has sent that file. Okay, brother?
Yes, I already sent it in the group.
Yes. Okay, thank you. So did the student to be objective? Objective. Okay. And the opposite of objective is subjective. Okay, dear students. So here we have objective and subjective.
Can I say it logically?
Logical, to base your on logic. Okay, but make sure
on facts and not influenced by personal feelings or opinions.
Okay, to use logic, okay, and base your information on facts and not to be influenced by any personal feelings or opinions or something like that. Okay, thank you so much, brother. So dear student, we have subjective, or we have objective and subjective. This one. So subjective here means influenced by personal feelings, personal opinions, or personal experiences. Okay? يعني لما تحكم على الأشياء، إذا حكمت على الأشياء عن طريق شعورك الخاص، إحساسك الخاص، رأيك الخاص، تجاربك الخاصة، بعيدا عن الحقائق، يبقى في الحالة دي هتكون هنصف ما تفعله بأنه بأنه subjective، شخصي، صورة شخصية. لما تاخد موقف من شخص أو من وجهة نظر معينة وهي حقيقة، ولكنك تتعامل معها بناء على رأيك الشخصي وليس بناء على حقيقة الأمر، فالحالة دي بنسميها subjective. Okay, يبقى subjective is an adjective and it is the opposite of objective. So you should be objective, not subjective. لابد أن تكون موضوعيا وليس ولا تبني آرائك على تجارب شخصية أو رأي شخصي. Okay, ولكن تمسك بالحقائق. So dear students, this is what we mean by objective.
Objective.
Okay, so what about
observation? Observation.
What about observation?
ملاحظة.
Excellent.
ملاحظة.
Yes, right. So it's the action of closely watching or monitoring something. What is the verb?
Observe.
Observe, yes, right. To watch or notice something carefully, to follow a custom or practice. Yes. Now, what about
opinion? Opinion.
رأي.
Excellent.
يراقب.
Right.
Oh, you mean observe? Is that right? But we need to translate the word opinion. Thank you so much. What about opinion again?
رأي.
Yes. So it's a personal view, belief, or judgment about something. What about orbit as a noun? You know, المدار مدار فلكي for example يعني طريق تسلكه الأجساد الفضائية أو البلانيتس الكواكب وهكذا. ده بيسموه مدار يا شباب.
ممكن تكون مسار.
مسار. Okay, مدار أو مسار. Okay. So let's listen to the definition.
The path followed by a celestial body, such as a planet, around another body.
Okay, dear students, what about the next word? Could you read this word, please?
Penicillin.
Yes,
Penicillin.
right. Yes. So, dear students, here we have double L. How can we pronounce double L? Are we going to pronounce them as two L's or only one L?
One L.
One L, excellent. One L.
One
So
L.
once, yes, one L. So penicillin with one L. So dear students, all doubled letters, كل الحروف المضاعفة. For example, double L, double F. Okay. Double L, double F. Double C, double T, double P. Okay, write them as double letters, but pronounce them as only one letter. Okay. So, for example, how can we read this word?
Penicillin.
Okay, again. So, how can we pronounce this?
Penicillin.
Yes. So it's
Villa.
this is, okay. Is it villa or villa?
Villa.
Villa. Thank you so much.
Villa.
Villa. It's just villa. Okay. Again, villa. Don't say villa. Why? Because we have double letters or double consonant. Okay. So in this case, write them as double letters, as double L, but pronounce them as only one L. So it's villa. Don't forget. So this one, let's listen to the pronunciation of this word again.
Penicillin. Penicillin.
Again.
Penicillin.
Penicillin. Yes, right. So with only one L in pronunciation. What about the next word?
Philosopher. Philosopher.
فيلسوف.
Yes, right. Dear students, if you are asked, for example, to choose a word, because you can find at the exam when you are doing an exam, for example, you could be asked to choose. Okay, for example, if you have orbit, penicillin, philosopher, and we have this choice, an antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections. So which word are you going to choose? Orbit, penicillin, or philosopher? Or planet? So this is the way we could be asked questions like these ones. Okay, dear students?
How, doctor, again?
Again, if you are asked to choose during the MTA, or during quiz 1, or even the final. في اختبار الكويز، في الكويز القصير الأول أو في النصفي أو في الفاينل، ممكن يجي لك تعريف من التعريفات دي واختر ويدي لك 4 خيارات. اوكي.
اوكي.
كلمة مثلا ايه philosopher means the path followed by a celestial body such as a planet around another body, an antibiotic used to treat bacterial infections, a person who studies or engages in philosophy seeking to understand fundamental questions, etc.
Okay.
So do you understand?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
it's going to be a multiple choice. Okay. So dear students, what do you mean by planet?
Planet.
كوكب.
Okay.
Yes, right.
كوكب.
Yes, right. Yes, right. So let's listen to the definition.
Planet. A celestial body that orbits a star, typically larger than an asteroid.
Okay. Again.
Planet. A celestial body that orbits a star, typically larger than an asteroid.
Celestial طبعا يعني معناها جسم سماوي. عارفين أشياء متعلقة بالسماء. Okay. That orbits a star. What do you mean by orbits? Orbits here is a verb, by the way. Excellent. Orbits here is a verb. Okay. معناها إيه؟ يدور في مدار. That orbits a star يعني يدور حول في مدار نجم معين. Okay. Typically larger than an asteroid. في حاجة طبعا اسمها asteroid. Asteroid يعني إيه يا شباب عارفين؟ Do you know the meaning of the word asteroid?
كويكب.
Again?
كويكب.
كويكب. Okay. Okay. So, dear students, what do you mean by pollution?
Pollution.
Solution?
تلوث.
Yes. 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 So, pollution here means?
Pollution. The introduction of harmful substances or contaminants into the environment.
So, again, what do you mean by pollution?
تلوث.
Excellent. Then what about?
Practice. Practice.
With SE.
يتدرب.
Excellent.
To perform an activity or skill repeatedly to improve proficiency.
Then what about?
Progress.
Progress.
معالجة.
Okay, what else?
يتقدم.
يعالج.
Okay. So, dear students, progress here is a noun, which means forward movement or development, to advance or make headway.
تقدم.
Excellent.
التوجيه للطريق الصحيح أو التقدم.
تقدم الأفضل.
Yes. So, dear students, what about
project?
Project.
مشروع.
Yes, right. So it's a noun, a planned undertaking or task with specific objectives and constraints. Dear students, what about proof?
Proof.
يثبت.
Okay, it's a noun. So yes, as you said. So it's a noun. But what about the verb? To prove. Prove is the verb, yes. So again, what is the noun?
Proof.
What about the verb?
Prove.
Okay. What about the next word?
Question.
Yes, right. Yes, right. And here it could be also used as a verb.
To ask.
To ask for information or seek an answer. To question. Okay. Dear student, what about?
Radiation. Radiation. Radiation.
What do you mean by radiation? Excellent. So, yes, right. So it's a noun, which means the emission of energy as electromagnetic waves or subatomic particles. Okay, dear students? So radiation again
rapport, rapport.
Relationship.
Yes. So it's a harmonious or friendly relationship, often between people. Okay, as you can see. So again, do you have a silent letter here? When I say
rapport,
rapport,
rapport, rapport.
Rapport.
R silent.
Okay.
T,
Rapport.
T silent.
Okay.
No.
Yes, you are right. At first, we have double P, and in this case, we are going to pronounce only one P. Okay. Rapport. Then, at the end of the word, we can see a silent T. Okay.
Rapport, rapport.
So here we have one P and T. So we don't pronounce them. It's just rapport.
Rapport, rapport.
Okay, dear students, don't forget the meaning of this word. What do you mean by rapport?
Rapport.
Yes. So it's a friendly relationship or harmonious relationship. Harmonious here, okay, the word harmonious is an adjective. Okay, you know harmony, to be in harmony with someone. So
yeah,
harmonious, yes. Then, dear student, what about
realistic, realistic.
Yes. So you can say, so why don't you send your translations here? So try to send your participation or relation I'm sorry or translation here. ارسلوا يا شباب الترجمة دي على الواتساب على على الشات here. Yes.
Okay.
واقعي you can say. Okay. Yes. Yes, right. Yes, right. So this is what we mean by realistic. Okay. So dear student, what about
reduce, reduce.
Again? Okay,
يشرح.
so you mean produce, but this is reduce.
Reduce. To make something smaller,
يقلل.
less, or in a lower state
Yes,
of
right.
condition.
Yes, right. So to make something smaller, less, or in a lower state or condition. Did you see what about research?
Research.
يبحث.
Yeah. Yes, both of them are right. Yes. Did you see what about
resources?
Resources.
موارد.
Yes. Again. Yes,
موارد.
right. Yes, right. Yes, right. So this is reduce. This is research. Or to do research. Yes, and this is resources. Okay, thank you so much to these students. What about
rocket?
صاروخ.
Yes. Yes, right.
صاروخ.
So
rocket, a vehicle designed for space travel or atmospheric flight.
okay, so what about
save?
Save.
يحفظ.
Yes, right. Yes.
Keep.
Could you read, please? To keep something.
Keep something from harm.
Comma, loss or destruction. Okay. What about
scientist?
عالم.
أو أخصائي أسنان أو عالم.
Yes. So this is a person. A scientist means a person who specializes in scientific study or research. Okay. What about situation?
مواقف.
Okay,
موقف.
situations. Yes. So the set of circumstances or conditions in a particular place or time. What about slow down?
Slow down.
Sorry.
بطيء.
يبطئ.
أبطأ.
يبطئ.
Yes, so it's a verb. So a verb means it's going to be translated as يفعل. Okay.
يبطئ.
Yes, so it's as you said. Slow down. To slow down, to reduce speed or the rate of activity. Thank you so much, dear students. What about space?
Space.
Sorry.
فضاء. أو مساحة.
Are you sure? Yes,
فضاء.
good.
مساحة.
Yes,
مساحة.
right. Yes,
Area.
right. Yes, you are right. Dear students, all of you are right. Dear students, it's a vast, seemingly infinite expanse that exists beyond the Earth's atmosphere or atmosphere. You know الفضاء? Okay?
Yes.
So this is the general meaning of the word. Okay? The largest meaning of the word. ده أكبر طبعا أكبر معنى من معاني space. Okay? So dear students.
شخصي.
Excellent. Yes. So influenced by personal feelings, opinions, or experiences. Thank you so much. This one about support.
يدعم.
Yes. So both of you are right because it could be used as a noun and as a verb at the same time. What about target language?
اللغة المستهدفة.
Excellent. So when I say target language or a target language, is it a word or a phrase? Sorry.
Noun
Target
phrase.
language. Phrase. And of course, it's a noun phrase. Why? Because here we have a noun. This is the main noun. الاسم الأساسي or the head noun. Language here is the main noun or the head noun. Okay. What about target? Target is a piece of extra information to the main noun.
Yes.
Okay. يبقى إذا كلمة language هنا هي الاسم الأساسي أو الاسم الرئيسي أو الرئيس في العبارة الاسمية دي. عبارة يعني إيه؟ As I told you, عبارة means more than one word. ما زاد عن الكلمة فهو عبارة. يبقى language فقط is a word. But target language is a phrase. عبارة. Okay. العبارة الاسمية الnoun phrase as إن شاء الله you should know يعني that the noun phrase consists of a main noun plus extra information. بتتكون من اسم أساسي وغالبا إذا المعلومات الأساسية إذا المعلومات الإضافية أتت قبل في بداية العبارة الاسمية يبقى هنسميها extra information والاسم الأساسي هيكون في نهاية العبارة الاسمية. يبقى كلمة language هتلاقيها في الآخر at the end of the مثلا for example when I say 1,000 students for example, okay, 300 people for example, okay, 300 people, okay. When I say 300 people, what do you mean by 300 people?
300 شخص.
Excellent. So here we have, where is the main noun? Where is the main noun? Okay, let me ask you, is this a word or a phrase?
Phrase.
Phrase. Why?
Noun phrase.
Because it's
3 words, more than 1 word.
More than 1 word. Okay, because it's more than 1 word, that's why we call it a phrase. عبارة. Okay, so what about, where can you see the main noun or the head noun?
People.
People. Excellent. People is the main noun or the head noun. Yes, you are right. What about 300? What do we call 300?
Phrase.
It's number, okay? And at the same time, you can call it extra information. Extra information يعني ايه؟ معلومات إضافية تضاف أو تأتي قبل الاسم الأساسي. يبقى الاسم الأساسي دايما المين ناون أو الهيد ناون هيكون في نهاية العبارة الاسمية. Do you understand? يعني where is the main noun here? Where is the main noun? Is it target or language? Yes, people. But what about
language?
Target language.
Language.
So language.
The main
language.
Okay. So when I say, for example, 3 target languages.
Languages.
Languages. Okay. 100 football players.
Players.
Excellent.
Players.
So what about 100 footballs?
Number.
Extra
Okay. Number.
information.
Extra.
Yes.
Information.
Extra information added to or before the
Yes.
main noun or the head noun, and this, of course, a noun phrase, because the last word here is a noun. Okay. People, language. Okay. So, did you know what about theorize? Theorize.
Theorize.
A formula, to formulate, to formulate,
نظرية.
or suggest.
Yes.
تنظير.
معادلة أو نظرية. معادلة أو نظرية.
Okay, so ينظر. Excellent. So it's a verb. Yes, you are right.
Or suggest a theory or hypothesis about something.
Again?
To formulate or suggest a theory or hypothesis about something.
To formulate or suggest a theory or hypothesis about something. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ يعني يصيغ أو يقترح نظرية، okay، أو فرضية عن شيء ما. Okay? To theorize. What about
theory?
Theory.
Yes.
نظرية.
So theory is the noun, but theorize is the verb. Excellent. Then
Doctor.
Trend.
Yes, brother.
In the first exam, maybe a question about the noun or verb or like this.
Yes. So you should be ready for that. I think. As usual, I have seen many previous exams and quizzes. I mean, on this level, referring to or related to this level, El111. Okay, so you are asked to distinguish between the noun or the verb. Is this word a verb or a noun or an adverb? Adverb. You know adverbs?
Yes.
Okay.
Adverbs.
So adverbs usually end in ly, for example. When I say slow, for example, slow, what do you mean by slow?
Slow, بطيء.
Yes, so slow is an adjective. Okay?
Yes.
But if you add
slowly.
ly to the verb, to the adjective, in this case would be an adverb. Slow, so it's an adjective plus plus ly. Okay, so adjective plus ly means or gives an adverb. Yes. So sorry, the students, it's adjective. Let me write it again. So adjective. An adverb could be an adjective plus noun. Plus ly, I'm sorry. Plus adjective, I'm sorry. Plus ly. Okay, dear students, when I say, for example, slow is an adjective, but slowly an adverb, ظرف. Beautiful, for example. What do you mean by beautiful?
جميل.
So if you add ly to this, yes, it would be
beautifully.
It would be beautifully. So beautifully is an adverb or an adjective.
Adjective.
And when I say beautifully with ly, adverb. So it means بعذوبة أو بطريقة عذبة. Okay, this is how to translate the verb. بعذوبة أو بجمال أو بطريقة عذبة. For example, the bird sings beautifully. Or the bird sings beautifully. يغرد الطائر بعذوبة. Okay, so beautifully here is an adverb. So the adverb, many adverbs. العديد من الظروف يا شباب ينتهي ب ly. Like kindly, excellent. Kind is an adjective. If you add ly to the adjective, it would be an adverb. ظرف. Okay. So dear students, don't forget these points. Inshallah, we're going to study it or them in detail later. Inshallah. Dear students, what about trend?
Trend.
اتجاه.
Yes.
اتجاه.
اتجاه.
General direction.
Yes, right. It's a general direction in which something is developing or changing. Okay. At the same time, you can hear this word. Okay, when you talk about Twitter or X, as they call it now. Okay, so trend. What do you mean by trend in this case?
صح دكتور، عندي سؤال. الحين انت
Yes,
قلت
brother.
ترند. طيب الترند العادية اللي هو الشيء الرائج، وش الفرق بين هذه الكلمة والرائج مثلا؟
So this word refers to these meanings. So if you talk about a direction, okay, توجه أو اتجاه, so it's also a trend. If you talk about something which is in public or publicly common, okay, on X, for example, it's also called a trend. So it's the same spelling, by the way. The same spelling, but different meanings. And so trend, the word trend has two meanings, has more than one meaning. لها أكثر من معنى. Okay, so you can say رائج, شائع. Okay, and at the same time you can say توجه أو اتجاه. Okay, so dear student, what about universe?
عكسي.
كون.
الكون.
So
the world.
yes.
عكسي.
Yes. You mean reverse. Okay, but here we have universe.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes,
universe.
yes, right.
Okay, so the universe means is a noun, of course, which means the entirety of space, time, matter, and energy in existence. Okay, universe طبعا معناها ايه؟ الكون. Okay, so which is a noun, of course, اسم. That means the entirety of space, time, matter, and energy in existence. يعني ايه الكلام ده؟ يعني الكون بما فيه. اوكي؟ بما فيه الفضاء
يعني هو
كاملا،
الوقت
والزمن والمادة،
المكان والزمن،
المادة
والطاقة
الموجودة في الوجود،
المستمد منها.
اوكي؟ والله خلقهم ايه وما تعملون. اوكي؟ لذلك يا شباب برضه تذكير بالجزء ده، ان ربنا سبحانه وتعالى علمونا كده في الازهر واحنا صغار، يعني احنا شباب في المتوسط والثانوي، ان اوعى يقول لك ان ربنا له مكان وزمان. اوعى تحسب ان ربنا له زمان او مكان او يجري عليه الزمان والمكان. طبعا الكلام ده فعلا صحيح، ان ربنا لا يجري عليه زمان ولا مكان. عارفين ليه؟ لان ربنا سبحانه وتعالى هو اللي خلق الزمان والمكان، فلا يحكمه زمان ولا مكان ولا يسعه مكان ولا هكذا. المكان والزمان ده بس ربنا خلقهم لنا كبشر، كمخلوقين او كمخلوقات نتعامل بيها. عرفت؟ فالزمان والمكان اصلا ما فيش حاجه اسمها زمان، ده الزمان ده ربنا خلقه لنا احنا كبشر نتعامل بيه. تعرف ان الفجر هيجي بيأذن الساعه كذا عشان تقوم تتعبد لله وتصلي الفجر. اوكي، يبقى الزمان مخلوق ربنا خلقه للبشر للمخلوقات اللي بيحدث عليها بيجري عليها الزمان والمكان وهكذا، وبتعجز وبيتغير شكلها، لكن ربنا سبحانه وتعالى كل ما خطر ببالك فالله خلاف ذلك. يبقى الزمان يا شباب والمكان مخلوقين، ربنا خلقهم لنا كبشر. اوكي، فلا تجري عليه ولا يؤثر فيه الزمان والمكان. اوكي. So dear students, use. What do you mean by use? This is the last word that we can translate. يستخدم. Yes. So use here is a verb to employ or utilize something for a specific purpose or function. Okay, dear students. Again, use is a verb which means to employ إنك توظف or utilize تستفيد من شيء معين something for a specific purpose لغرض معين أو وظيفة معينة. So this is what we mean by use. Dear students, do you have any questions? Is there any difficult word or phrase that you don't understand?
All clear.
No.
Okay, so dear students, I'm going to send you these words and phrases along with their definitions and word types right now on Teams, on the chat here, on the chat box, or to the chat box on Teams. Sorry?
Teacher, from where we can find this word?
I'm going to send them right now. I'm going to
Okay,
send
thank
them
you.
right now. You're welcome.
Can you put it in the file, Doctor?
Okay, we can do it. We can
New
try,
word.
inshallah. Okay. But don't forget to learn them by heart. Okay, and of course we're going to use them, inshallah, or to find them throughout Unit 1 and even perhaps somewhere else in this course book. اوكي، ممكن تلاقوا الكلمات يا شباب. طبعا الكلمات اللي انت بتتكلم انت بتحفظها ما شاء الله يبقى هتلاقيها في نفس الصفحه او في الصفحه اللي بعدها او اللي بعدها. المهم كده كده الكلمه اللي بتحفظها هتلاقيها موجوده عندك او تستفيد منها يعني. خلينا نصغر الشاشه يا شباب شويه. So let me minimize the screen so as to be able to copy these words or phrases again. Bismillah
Can we go now?
Yes, of course you can leave. You can leave.